Welcome to the Local Marketing Source Weekly Update, brought to you by localmarketingsource.com.
This week's Local Marketing Update is brought to you by Scott Gallagher. Scott is the co-founder of Local Marketing Source and has become the recognized expert in providing online marketing services to local businesses. Follow Scott on Twitter at ScottGallagher5 and on Facebook.com/ScottPGallagher.
Hey, well, good afternoon, everyone. Scott Gallagher here with Local Marketing Source and bringing you our weekly local marketing industry update. Now, next week's LMS member faculty call is going to be Wednesday, June 19th at 4 p.m. Eastern. And the LMS membership, if you don't already know, provides access to our private Facebook group, live questions, and access to our private members portal with over 100 different training videos. But today's update, I'm going to have a little bit of fun today. We got a few different things to talk about, and I am still traveling. Now, fortunately, today I'm sitting in a hotel room that has a good internet connection, and we're not going to drop it like we did last week. But that content and that recording is posted in the member portal for you to go and access. Now, for this week's update overview, we're going to be covering 5 different items, starting with another Matt Cutts. He has really gotten on the radar in the last few months, and how, just give me 1 second here. What am I looking at? Yeah, and basically Matt was talking about different updates within the algorithm, and now he is talking about structured data and how that is released with some of these updates, how mobile site speeds need to be increased, and penalty notices that are going out to webmasters, as well as Google testing are you the business owner link to be found on searches right on the SERP or a search engine results page. Google is also testing something called in-depth articles for local search. So we're speculating that a new rich snippet may be on the way. And then, of course, some additional information about mobile site speed and a search engine called DuckDuckGo, especially considering the most recent leaks from the NSA. Americans' privacy is on the line, and DuckDuckGo is a search engine that vies on privacy, and they don't record anything, but they are through the roof now in terms of searches. And then finally, I want to talk about something called the periodic table of search engine optimization. Now, for our weekly tips overview, last week I shared a story about to be just a good business, and a story of a local restaurant that I frequented in St. John's, Newfoundland, and how they are able to get top rankings of being a good business. But this week, I want to talk about quality and 5 major trusted SEO factors in relation to quality. Now, the local internet marketing agency tip last week, we talked about the top local SEO strategy to be a great business in this digital world, and we're going to leverage that and move a little bit further and give you a strategy towards quality content for a service-based business. And this is going to be content, what would be quality content found on a blog, on particular web pages, and of course different profiles, citations, and outside articles. But now inside the LMS member Facebook group, we've had some really good action this week when I've had time to chime in on my vacation to provide the thoughts. There's a couple of students that I wanted to highlight in their discussions and questions. First one, Chris Butler. He's really making a push to get out of his 9-to-5 job and move into self-employment and provide services to local businesses as a marketing agency. And so his challenge is, getting that first customer. There's some really good discussion on that. You want to read that, some of the experiences of other students, and as well as myself, and what you can do. As well as Scott Meadows has come in, and he's asked another great question. He's recognized that focusing his marketing agency on a niche may be the best option for them rather than just trying to go out and get a whole bunch of small businesses. It's how I work my agency. It's how I focused it. And recently we did a webinar with Josh Nelson of Plumber SEO, and Josh has really built his business to a high level. He is now billing over $1 million a year inside of 2 years after becoming an LMS member, and he focuses on the plumbing industry, and so how Josh has done that and written a book about that. Now, our weekly local business tip, I said it's all about quality. Well, we know this, quality content, quality links. But what does that mean? What really does quality mean? How do I create quality content for one chiropractor over another or one dentist over another? And what is quality content for a dentist? Well, let's break this down simply. That a dentist's objective is to service their patients and do the best job that that patient perceives is going to receive from that dentist. Well, a dentist, or like any business that exists, has to earn the right to do business with their patients and customers and whatnot. And that's one of my favorite lines. You've got to earn the right to do business. And in order to earn that right, there's certain things that potential buyers of dental services are looking for. Well, how do other people feel about that dentist? Is he nice? Does he work well with children? Does he use drugs to put me out, or is he a pain-free? What type of practice does he have? How long has he been in business? Where did he go to school? I mean, these are all questions that are going to come up when deciding whether or not one's going to choose that particular dentist. Well, from a marketing perspective, we understand that as understanding our target audience. And when we start to understand and look at our target audience, there's a whole variety of different demographics that are important and involved in determining and understanding our target audience, where they live. I mean, somebody's not going to drive 50 miles or 100 kilometers to go see a dentist, unless, of course, you live in Newfoundland. They make big day trips to go to St. John's, but that's a different story. Most areas around the world are not like Newfoundland. I've never been anywhere like Newfoundland. It is one of the most amazing places on the planet, but that's another conversation. But geography is very, very important. But of course, items like income levels and there's more subtle demographics are also as important. But nonetheless, the ideal patient for a dentist, we can classify into 3 or 4 or 5 different groups. Typically, a business is not going to go after more than 5 different types of clients. And each of those groups are going to have their particular questions and understanding. Well, us as marketers, we've got to provide the answers to those questions in an easy way. Well, an example of that is if you implement a review acquisition system for a dental practice, and you're ensuring that reviews are spaced throughout the internet, and that they're consistent, and they're quality reviews, that's going to help that dentist when somebody sees that particular profile. Or another one may be they visit the particular website and they need to have directions, or the phone number needs to be available. Maybe they want to see inside the practice before they go. Maybe they want to see the doctor's scholastic accreditations. Maybe they want to hear something from the doctor. So creating quality content is really just answering the questions that a potential buyer may object with before they make a particular purchase. And it's up to us to decide where that content should be, how it's accessible. Therefore, accessibility is important. And so when we talk about quality of content, where and what, well, you need to have a website. We know that. And that website needs to have easy navigation. There's best practices for that. That website needs to have information that's easily accessible. And therefore, some of the content on there may be in the About Us page to have a couple of different pictures of the practice. Maybe a letter from the dentist himself or herself. Maybe a video of that. The blog, well, a blog is an ongoing form of communication, and information that goes on a blog should be just that. You could talk about, this is where you build the culture of that business. And maybe you're going to talk about the employee of the month. Maybe you're going to talk about how that dentist has just joined the Chamber of Commerce, or how they've contributed information to the Chamber of Commerce. Or maybe the dentist has received an award. Maybe the office has been renovated. And this is all information that can go and have on an ongoing basis that creates the persona and the culture for that business. Now, of course, what? Well, you want that information to be easily shared, and having it linked and tied to social channels and the ability to do that, therefore the plus ones on it. You want it to have authority, and utilizing the rel equals author HTML attribute to assign authorship to content. Now, quality exposure is that important. And it's not just creating the quality content, but having it tied into these social channels. And exposure also will include where that business is going to be placed. It's amazing how many businesses have not claimed their Google Places or Google Plus profile. Maybe that's why Google is just, when I was talking about the update, well, when we get to it, it's our first update. Are you the business owner link? And citations. You know, businesses are built off of who you know. We've known that. That's been your best form of marketing. And being affiliated with local groups such as the Chamber of Commerce as well. And businesses should be exposed there. And of course, quality social. And ensuring that you are set up on all the major networks. Your profiles follow the best practices that are outlined in the LMS portal. And you've got regular content going up that the audience is going to enjoy. You're not just creating content for the sake of content. Now, for that update, I had mentioned that Google has just added the Are You the Business Owner link to the search engine pages. Well, this seems to be a test. It's not something that's replicated with every search. There's a couple of different screenshots circulating the internet. But it looks like that Google is now still trying to get businesses to make these claims. And they've been trying for a long time in different ways to get business owners. And it still just amazes me how many people have not claimed their listing. And that factor, that's a major factor in ranking. And it's very easy to claim a listing. It's not that difficult. So that's a step that when we see Google making the efforts to put that link right into the search engine results page, not even in the dashboard, not in Google Plus, not anywhere else, it's a big factor. Now, Matt Cutts, again, as I had mentioned, he's talking a lot more now on the public front. We've seen him in the last 2 or 3 years really come out. Now, he's been the head of search spam at Google for well over a decade. And recently, there was a recent interview at SMX Advanced, and Matt was on stage for an entire hour, and he has come out and said more things in this 1 hour than he has in any other hour of the last 10 years. And one of the first things is the payday loan algorithm update, how Google search algorithms update is targeting spammy queries. And basically, the question becomes, does Google promote organically spammy types of businesses? Those porn sites that are out there. What about those Viagra sites? Or these payday loans? I mean, payday loans is like the legal way of money extortion. At least in the United States, the amount of interest that can be charged is uncanny. Just give me 1 second, folks. Matt also talked about Google's Panda update and confirms that Google runs an update on Panda every 30 days, and it takes about a 10-day period to get it pushed out. Now that's kind of interesting that he's giving us that data. Well, I think what they're trying to do is dispel a lot of the differences between algorithm updates and data refreshes, and I was talking about that last week. You should definitely understand the difference between an update and a data refresh. Well, I've never been tied up into, day-to-day aspects of rankings or measuring links. In the end, as long as you provide good marketing, it works out. Google Webmaster Notification now shows examples of URLs. That's really good. They're still trying to help the SEO community to further clean up the links, and it looks like that with this data that they're releasing, they're definitely getting somewhere. And then we are seeing some data dashboard in beta, and there's going to be testing that's involved within there. So if you see a feature in there, you may have it, your buddy may not have it, and you may not see it next week, or your buddy may see it the following week. So we're going to see a lot more of that over the next year. DuckDuckGo. If you're not familiar with that as a search engine, it's a search engine. It was an upstart last year, and they hang their heads on user privacy. Essentially, they don't track user searches. Well, especially with the recent leaks of the NSA information about the United States spying on all of us, on our telephones and the internet, DuckDuckGo is now seeing over 2 million searches a day. If you don't know anything about that search engine, go and check it out. You should know about it. And especially us as marketers, it is something that we need to know a little bit more about. But really, at the end of the day, even though all the search engines have different algorithms, you follow the same strategy and you will do just fine. Now, we've got word that Google is testing in-depth article search results. It could possibly be a new rich snippet. Well, this is for local results. When you do a search for, say, Mexican restaurants in St. John's, Newfoundland. I wouldn't know why you'd want to eat Mexican there, because I've had nothing but seafood. And I am seafooded out. Me and my dad, we've downed over 10 lobsters in the last week. And man, oh man, there's nothing better than that. Fresh cooked seafood from the bay that you're overlooking. Just wonderful. But this in-depth article search, I can't reproduce it, but I have seen screenshots for it. Therefore, it's just testing. And when you do a local search, Google is now actually showing articles. And this leads into our strategy of article marketing that was pretty much disbanded by the SEO community 2 years ago. And I kept strong on the firm saying that article marketing is not a bad thing. It is definitely something that we should be doing. Just don't do it like everybody else. Do it the right way. Create good articles. Get them into local newspapers. Get them into the Chamber of Commerce. Get them into industry publications. It's not hard to get articles into trade association publications. They may be even national publications. And these are going to be the articles that are going to show up. And so if you're in the courier business and you send an article and you get it printed in Courier magazine, well, what is that going to do for your business? That's the article that's going to show up in this in-depth article search. So keep on tracking, and definitely review the article marketing videos in the LMS portal for what we talk about when you do article marketing the LMS way. Google has officially announced a site speed penalty coming to mobile websites. Well, your websites have to be fast. Your images have to be optimized. And therefore, especially with the bottleneck of mobile data, site speed is very important. And that is a very important factor for ranking websites. Now, I said something about the periodic table of search engine optimization. This is a cool little thing that was put out last year. And it just kind of makes a fun chart out of the factors for both on the page and off the page SEO. and then it ranks them both vertically and horizontally. And items like content and HTML and architecture and links and the trust and your social aspects of a website. These are all different factors. And in the world of quantity or content, quality content is the number one factor. Quality links is the number one off-the-page factor. Items like HTML, to make sure you've got titles in the right spots. Well, of course these things, it still amazes me how often that is missed. So do a little search and check this out. Maybe it's something that you might even want to print and have on your site and just post it up for you to refer to from time to time. It is a great little chart. It's a quick little read. And it just reinstills everything that we predicate and how to go about doing it, but it's not a strategy. And at Local Marketing Source, we try to derive a strategy based off of simple marketing principles. And so when you go into the portal, definitely, I highly encourage, the videos that aren't watched a lot are the marketing videos, the old school marketing videos, consumer behavior video. I've got a 20-minute video in there that discusses and breaks down different demographics of consumer behavior and buying behavior and overcoming objections. And I think that stuff is very important. So having said that, that's going to come to the conclusion of the update, and I am going to discuss a little bit more about a local internet marketing agency tip now, and then I will open the floor to live questions. But if you can just give me about 30 seconds, and I'll be right back.